Stand back and behold as I throw this switch!
Dear Big Idea, about a year ago, we came across some animated-looking vegetable toys in our local supermarket. We'd heard of Veggietales, but assumed that it was another mass media product. Imagine our surprise when we, the parents of an 18-month-old, discovered otherwise. You now have this household singing about missing hairbrushes.
Dear Big Idea, your video, Where's God When I'm Scared, has become very special to us recently. We arrived the night before my mother died of cancer. Jefferson is the only grandchild, and adored by my mother. As Jefferson sang about how God is bigger than a moving van, that's what he thinks the video sings, and watching over you and me, my mother just beamed. It was the most moving moment. I will always cherish it.
Dear Big Idea, I must tell you what a joy your products are. One of my grandchildren is autistic. The first things that broke into his world were Bob and Larry. The stuffed veggies are his security blanket, and when the t-shirts came out in the small sizes, we had to have them. Little did we know that he never wants to take them off.
Dear Big Idea, I'm 38 years old, and I love your video, Josh and the Big Wall. I think that's my favorite. Every time I think of or see Veggietales, I am instantly a little happier. Thank you for helping me keep some of the child in me.
Dear Big Idea, my son is totally in love with all of the characters. He's only 2 years old and he sings the songs all day. He got a Dave and the Giant Pickle set for Christmas, and unfortunately he lost Jerry in the mall. He's still grieving for him.
Dear Big Idea, my son became ill with a bad virus that ended up putting him in the hospital. I took a Veggietales video to the hospital and they played it for him. It was the only thing that made him happy. He woke up at 4 a.m. one morning, and the first thing he said was, I want to watch Veggietales.
Dear Big Idea, my grandson will not watch anything but the Veggietales tapes. Sometimes he watches the same one over and over. He knows all the songs and just has a wonderful time singing along. And he even dances a step or two. It's so easy to complain and not say anything positive, so I just wanted to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart.
An old fellow named Plato once wrote, "Shall we just carelessly allow children to hear any casual tales which may be devised by casual persons, and to receive into their minds ideas, for the most part, the very opposite of those which we could wish them to have when they're grown up?"
Peas and Thank You is a Zonderkids book. For other big idea books, go to www.zonderkids.com.
Hi everybody, Junior Asparagus here. I've got a fun activity for you and your family to try. It's called Helium Stick. What's a helium stick? Well, helium is what they put in balloons to make them float, and you just won't believe it, but you've got a helium stick in your house right now. And we're gonna use it to play a fun game that shows how we need to trust God. Trusting God is important when you're scared because if you trust that God will keep you safe and you believe that there's nothing God can't do, then you just can't be scared. To play this game, find a lightweight stick of some kind like a yardstick or a tent pole, or you could roll up a piece of newspaper into a tight tube and tape it together. You could also use a broomstick, but that's actually a little on the heavy side. The more people you have for this game, the better, but you can play it with just 2 people if you want. Half the people stand on one side of the stick and half stand on the other. Hold your hands out in front of you with your palms facing each other and rest the stick on the top of everybody's pointer fingers. I'd play with you if I had a pointer finger. The object of the game seems simple. All you have to do is lower the stick to the ground. The trick is that everybody's fingers have to touch the stick at all times. No cheating. Don't hold the stick, and don't let it lift up off your fingers. You aren't going to believe this, but the stick just won't want to go down. As much as everybody wants to lower the stick, it just won't go down. Sometimes it even goes up, kind of like it has helium in it. It takes a lot of practice and cooperation to get it to go down, and the last few inches are the hardest yet. Everybody has to work together, so don't get frustrated. And remember, this is just for fun. This game is a lot like learning to trust God. Even when you want to do something, it's hard to do it sometimes, but just stick with it and have faith.
All right.
Oh, that was fun, guys. What did we learn from that?
Working together to lower that stick was hard, and sometimes trusting God is hard too. How can you work as a family so that everyone continues to trust in God? Does talking about God with your family help you understand Him better? Who are some people from the Bible that had to trust God? Well, I hope you learned something and had fun playing this game. This is Junior Asparagus reminding you that God is the biggest and He's watching over you and me.